Yo, what is up, my slimes? Welcome back to Hat Guy Animations. Recently, the news has been pretty interesting.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
Two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota have been shot in what appears to be a targeted assassination.
Today, the S&P 500 slid to its lowest level since September as investors brace for what President Trump calls Tariff Liberation Day.
Today, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced he is replacing the entire independent committee that advises the CDC on vaccine usage.
ICE raided a Louisiana racetrack, ended in the arrest of more than 80
But let's take it back a bit. 1993, July. Bill Clinton presides in the Oval Office. George Strait just finished recording Easy Come, Easy Go, and there's an illness spreading in northern Kentucky. Today, folks, we're going to be playing Project Zomboid. I know this is technically a Minecraft animation channel, but shut up. And our goal for today, folks, we want to obtain decent weaponry, get a base set up, and first and foremost, we want to survive. Loading in, I see those prophetic words, "This is how you died." Should we be worried? Nah, we're probably fine. I spawned in the lower middle income house in East Rosewood. Played this game way too long, I know every spawn location a heart. Anyways, I grabbed some food from the fridge and get my baseball bat out from a starter pack. In that bathroom, there's some good stuff, some disinfectant, bandages, stuff like that. But in the bedroom, there's something else entirely. A complete M14 rifle with a mag and some ammo. This is the first time I've ever seen this in game. I load up the gun and head outside. Checking the house next door, but there's some good food, but nothing much for me to loot. I make my way through the trampled front lawns to a house where we encounter our first zombie. Takes a couple smacks to the noggin and a round of lead, but I put it down. I go north then west, using my M14 rifle to perform drive-bys on the local population. Eventually, I locate a usable car in a driveway. Check the back, then get in the car. There's a key. And as we turn on the engine, yes, there's gas. We start her up and get her driving to the station. By the way, throughout this video, I'll show y'all just how terrible I am at driving in Project Zomboid. It's really, really bad. Anyway, I eventually make it to our first main objective, the fire station. Exiting the car, there's a hell of a lot of zombies out there, more than I've ever seen here, even on low population. I get to work. Eventually, I find an opening to get into the station. A zombie jumps through an office window to get to me, but I dispatch it quickly with my secondary. As any good gamer would tell you, it's always easier to switch to your secondary than reload your primary. Jogging back to the fuel storage, I find exactly what I need, an axe. As I get it set up, I kill a couple zombies, and stupidly, I don't get any more tools. That'll be annoying in the future. I check out the medical storage too, getting some better stuff than the cologne and band-aids that I had previous. Head out and get on the road. Our goal right now, northwest of here, Doe Valley. It's a small town with one very important building, the military surplus store. It's teeming with guns, ammo, and attire. The best place to start off looting. Cue the music, folks. We're on the road again. After that long and arduous drive, I pull up into the Holy Grail, Jamieton Army Surplus. I dispatch a couple zombies on the way in and get to work. The first thing I find is a weapon much superior to the M14 I have on hand right now, the M16 assault rifle. With a 30-round mag, it's got much more utility in battle. I load it and some 5.56 in my bag before checking the back for some extra ammo. However, there's a serious lack of it. If I want to use this gun, I'll need some ammo from another location. I get some decent military attire and run down to the food market. I cook up 10 steaks for food and get a new car outside. After some incidents on the road, my old car is a complete junker at this point. I find a minivan parked out front and empty out the back. I go back in and make entirely too many sandwiches. I even get more bread at some point to make more sandwiches. I, in real life, probably spent maybe 20 minutes making them. I get plastic bags from the minivan's formal contents and fill them up. I quickly get them in the minivan to risk not breaking my back. Even in the bags, they're 13 kilograms or about 29 pounds in freedom units. I set out on the road just to find the car incredibly and unbearably slow. I drive up to a pickup nearby, the news playing in the background. I transfer the items, check for gas and a key, then peel out. Just then on LBMW, General John McGrew comes over the radio. Let's listen to what he's got to say. I can confirm there has been an outbreak. The ailment is as yet unidentified. It is flu-like, it leads to panic, leads to confusion. There is no evidence of fatalities within the exclusion zone. We are using judged and judicious force to maintain the border. Warning shots have been fired. No civilians have been harmed. General John McGrew went on to state that the no-fly zone would remain in place for the immediate future. His comments have done little to allay public fear. Why are we in the dark? Why can't they talk to us? Why won't they let us talk to them? And during that broadcast, something terrible happens. The car tips on its side after I crash it. There's no way I can turn it over, and the closest cars I can find are likely back in Doe Valley. The only thing I can do is load up my stuff and get going. Our first main stop is a cluster of houses nearby. There's no cars, and while exiting one of them, I encounter a pretty large horde, much larger than I would have expected. I quickly dispatch them and get back on the hike, killing zombies as I go. At one point, I find a small farm and feedlot. Unsure if a house is nearby, I jump the fence to check it out. I scratch myself all over and tumble onto the ground, dropping everything. I bandage myself up. That's what I get for starting with the clumsy trait. Near midnight, I spot a good stopping point, near out of stamina and my back aching, an old chapel. I enter the chapel, killing a zombie before letting my guy rest as he prays. I then headed out to a small house, attempt to barricade the window and door, before I realized that I didn't have any tools from back in the fire station. I finally let my guy rest, ready for... As I awake on the second day, I rebandage my scratches from the tumble yesterday and get back to walking, killing zombies as I go. Eventually, I find myself at a restaurant back in Doe Valley. However, while I'm checking out a minivan, I find it a bit close to the wall. I jump a railing onto the balcony to get a better vantage point, then while going back over, I somehow trip again, scratching the other side of my body. Again, the clumsy trait strikes. Darn my past self. I bandage myself and limp over to the car, finding a key and gas. I clear out some zombies and find the car again, unbearably slow. We'll fix that soon. However, I see another van with bourbon in the back. That's good for Molotovs. I maneuver the van to match with the back of my van and exchange the liquors to my possession. I thankfully don't drink and drive as I head on back to Jamieton to check for any more 5.56 I might have missed. I begin to have an idea for more ammo, but it's a bit unconventional. I rip up some military clothes and make Molotov cocktails out of the rags and bourbon before peering out to the food market. Find a Chevy truck with decent stats. It's got a key and fuel. I maneuver the cars around again, killing the local population and transferring items before heading out to American Tire, getting some carpentry experience from disassembling bookcases, and getting electronic experience from an arcade machine. I also loop some metal bars from a utility shed. I clear out the local population to bring down property prices outside that shed, being scratched by the HOA before gunning them down to the streets to an audience of thousands. I then finally head out from this cursed town. While on the drive, I crash into the exact same car from earlier before crashing into a tree and driving north to Ekron. It goes by many names: Ekron, Doe Valley, even Phallus Lake. But what it does have is good loot. I stop at a bookstore for skill books, taking care of looky-loos before heading inside. Take a couple magazines from the shelf before finding myself surrounded. I decided to solve this dilemma the only way Hatman knows: bloodshed. Breaking through the window, I get back in my car, driving north and taking the wrong turn, killing a couple zombies and turning around. Just to crash again. When going back through the town, I passed something remarkable. A pothole event. It's got a sledgehammer. Got to pay the local workers and snatch the sledge for myself. And jet off from Ekron, headed back to Rosewood, my home. There, I start my crazy plan for more 5.56 ammo, a raid on the prison. The armory in the visitor center should be well stocked. I grab my M16 and begin the battle. I battle through the night before finally finding a way into the visitor center. I dispatch a couple inside before heading up. I reach the armory, finding buckets upon buckets of 5.56 caliber rounds, perfect for the M16. Snatch all I can before leaving the prison complex. $500 kills richer with a few dents in my armor, but it's nothing to worry about. I crash the car because of course. And I end off the day thinking about basing in the fire station before landing on a perfect place, the courthouse. I turn on the lights in the southern annex, finding a whole lot of chairs as well as 2 back rooms. I get my sledgehammer and start breaking down the chairs. It's not like I'll ever use them. It takes a bit, but eventually they're all gone and the sun's risen. I break down the back wall to connect the rooms back there. And I take one of the cars in the parking lot and decide to do some logging for a nicer floor. Spend several hours gathering planks and building flooring. I dispatch a couple outside before getting to work. Cue the montage. Since I pulled an all-nighter at the prison last night, I need to go to sleep desperately, just like me writing this script right now. I drove out of the houses on the east side of town, expecting low zombie pop. Instead, I found my own rager party held inside one of them. There had to be 20-something Zeds hidden in there. Quickly ran out of there, almost tripping before getting back in the car. Guess I used up all my bad luck in Doe Valley and I got some luck for once here. I decided instead to go to an isolated house down a dirt path in the southeast of town. Once I got in, I checked out the master bedroom, only to find an old lady in the master bath. My poor guy got 4 slow swings to take her out, tons of ketchup-adjacent items being tossed on the walls. After that debacle, I let my man rest and begin. I wake up, taking a couple pieces of furniture from the house, like the twin bed and sofa set, before tying the sedan to my pickup to get more weight capacity. After a quick pit stop at a utility shed, we were good to go. Once I'd gotten back to the courthouse, I worked on a bit more flooring before I headed outside to find 3 Zeds. Instead of switching to my secondary, I decided to take them out with the sledgehammer. Heck yeah. Afterwards, I bolted some metal rods onto the windows for protection and got a higher capacity car with a trailer from the police station to do some more logging. practically spent the entire day going between logging and building flooring, coming home late at night to eat dinner. I get the bed from the back of the sedan and place it in my new bedroom. I get tucked in and go to bed, ready for I immediately wake up and get to work on the flooring. That's our number one priority at the moment. Except for some reason, I decide to get in the black sedan and drive to go get more metal bars for the windows. Maybe I just got bored. Anyways, I union busted the zombies outside the houses. And got some premium bars to finish up boarding the houses with. Afterwards, I rip up some of the unmatching tile, finding wooden planks underneath. I start to come to a grim realization. Maybe I didn't have to build those wood floors after all. While ripping up carpet, like what used to be in the briefing room, I discover that there was, in fact, wood under there. Most of day 3 and all of day 4 were a waste. That stinks. Anyways, I make some containers for tile and carpet that I have spare before working on some furniture placement, like the sofa set and the washing machine that I had gotten from the house. I go out and get a generator that I've been carrying in the Chevy for quite some time, reading the magazine on how to use it, and plugging it into the courthouse. I then go a bit down Main Street to get some premium kitchen equipment from a country buffet. Loading them into my logging truck for the capacity. Head back after sunset, pulling in, and immediately go to bed, excited for I wake up and work on more furniture. From bookshelves to the kitchen, I'm on everything. Then I found more reasons to do some logging. I started to get sick of the wooden floor, and I decided to switch it to birchwood with help from the More Buildings mod. I work on the floor for most of the rest of the day, taking a bit of time to log before resting up in preparation for It's officially been a week since we spawned in. We start off with more work on the floor. I then go look through the rest of the courthouse, finding a cool trial court and 2 water containers that I take back, as well as more furniture and plants. Place them throughout the house. Before rolling out again for more logging. It gets real repetitive. I spent 2 whole real-life nights working on this floor. During this routine logging trip, the most notorious looky-loo of all flies over the helicopter. The helicopter event isn't too bad for me, considering that I'm in the woods outside of Rosewood, so not too many get attracted to my location, but still. I eventually drive back to turn in and wake up on First things first, I build more birchwood flooring before pivoting to crates and a bar. We're getting close to being done, but not just yet. I get some chairs and drive to some local residences, evicting the tenants and permanently borrowing their digital television. What are they going to do, sue me? I go across the town, getting pool tables, rugs, tables, really anything that'll spruce up my place. I also dispatch a lot of zombies. I eventually drive home with the haul, crashing my car some more for good measure, and placing down the furniture in where I want it. The house is really shaping up. I move food in places, get the pool table and the dining table upright, then eventually head off to bed for... I wake up bright and early as the sun shines, stretching before deciding that I need some gun lockers. I head down to the police station, jogging past a zombie at the window, and snagging a Kentucky and USA flag from the lobby. I arrest a couple zombies that somersaulted through the southern window with my hammer. It isn't pretty, but it gets the job done. I run back to the armory, busting down the doors and a zombie before snagging the lockers and head down. I dispatch one last zombie before running back to the courthouse. I place down the lockers up on the wall, load in my 5.56 ammo as well as some spare guns, hang the flags in my bedroom, my home. And for those of y'all still watching somehow, here's a base tour. We got a bar and sitting area near the entrance, as well as a recreational area and armory. There's some storage and a door to the rest of the courthouse up top, and on the left is a kitchen. And on the right is my bedroom with the flags of our nation waving high. That'll do it for us here, folks. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so. I don't really see this channel being much, but it would be nice to see it expand. Also, I'm running an experiment on the channel to see what direction I should go into. If you'd like more Zomboid content, like this video. If you're also interested in George Strait, Minecraft animations, or political video essays, feel free to check out my channel. Do whatever you want, though. It's not like I'm gonna stop you. You all have a nice evening, and I wish you all the best. Have a nice life.